Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 1 Part 2. So now we destroyed 4 of the 6 Robot Masters. We're gonna go after Iceman. Yeah, we're going to some icy place. Well, I think it's supposed to be a tropical paradise, but Iceman came around and froze it. As you can see, it explains why there's palm trees in an icy, frozen tundra. So they have these robots I think are called Crazy Razies attacking us. You can destroy them easy if you shoot at their heads, which is what I'm doing. So you jump and shoot at their heads. This level is very icy and slippery. There's no buoyancy in the water. Water physics work the same as same as when you're out of water, same physics. But their excuse for that might be the fact that Mega Man weighs so much, and his weight has something to do with that. Pretty much all the sequels have it where the buoyancy works differently, so it's actually like, there's less weight underwater, or way less underwater, which would still be kind of accurate, even though Mega Man's a lot heavier than any normal person would be. So we just keep shooting. Those penguin propeller things keep flying at us, and I keep constantly having an itchy trigger finger. So I can shoot down anything that comes near me. You're going to be needing a lot of that level, because this level, enemies come at you at random times, or can fly from random places. So this is the first time, or not the first time, but one of the first times you come across. Yeah, so things again from Elec that we saw in a Lackman stage. This would be the first time you didn't play Lackman stage first, where you have to go through these reappearing, disappearing boxes. Well, it's a good way to get. But thankfully, we went to a Lackman stage first, so we could use the magnet beam to bypass all of this. Just make a few platforms ourselves, and there. The only problem is that the magnet beam, out of all the things in this game that use energy, the magnet beam's the least efficient one in the game. Look at that result. We just create a few platforms. It's already almost out. There's a lot of platforming this level. I mean, it's always a platform game, but there's a lot in this level, especially if you have to jump on platforms, especially with things that shoot, and you have to stand there and wait for the next one to come. And it's very random when they're going to be coming to. They don't have any real set, or I don't know, they probably do have some sort of set track or something like that, but it's really hard to tell when it's going to be, where the track's going to be. Their movements are very unpredictable, so I got lucky here. Just gonna stand here and wait for the next one to come through to use the magnet beam. I got a good energy refill there too, so I could still use the magnet. Those penguin things are coming, but I can't use my plasma mega buster because I have the magnet beam equipped. You can't have more than one weapon equipped at the same time. So there, I collected that 1-up there. Yeah, it was a 1-up. And if you go down here, you can pick up some health and some energy. Some energy refills are, it's always good to collect energy, even though the magnet beam, I don't think there'll be any more parts of this level that need the magnet beam. The magnet beam is not a weapon, as I said earlier, so the Iceman is protected by one of these things, one of these eyes, these what do you call those things? Yeah, I'll fill up my magnet beam, even though it's kind of useless now at this point. So as you know, every Robot Master in this game has a weakness. Iceman's weakness is Lackman's weapon. Lackman's weapon is supposed to be it's electricity. It's so hot that it'll make Iceman melt. But in reality, I think it would have been made more sense, or actually, in actuality, I think it would have made more sense the other way around. Because in real life, when ice melts, it turns into water, which is bad for electricity. It would have actually made more sense for Iceman's weapon to be Lackman's weakness. I think that would have made a lot more sense. And at the same time, Iceman's weapon is the weakness for Fireman. I think it would have made more sense if Fireman's weakness was if Fireman's weapon was Iceman's weakness. That would make a lot more sense, because, fire melts ice, like fire and ice. I mean, in theory, they could both work against each other either way, but this game disallows that. It's not possible to have 2 Robot Masters that are weak against each other. The game disallows that. It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors, where each weapon kind of does its own kind of thing and can serve as a weakness to another weapon or something like that. Of course, the thing about rock, paper, scissors is that there's no superior weapon, when clearly there are superior weapons in this game. The Lackman's weapon, which is the weapon I'm using right now, is the best weapon in the game. It shoots in 3 directions, and it's very energy efficient, and it can destroy pretty much anything that comes in contact with instantly for the most part. It's a really awesome weapon. There's this cool pause trick easier if you press the select button while you fire it out, and then you keep pressing the select button. If it's inside of an enemy, it will keep registering as it keeps hitting that enemy, and it gets you to destroy some powerful enemies in only a few hits. It's a really good trick. Yeah, but you have to use the select button for that, not the start button. The start button's the one that brings up the menu screen where you can select your different items or weapons. You have to press the select button for this pause trick thing to work. This is gonna equip because to pick up energy and to actually make it work, you have to have the current weapon or item you wanted to refill energy for equipped. They changed that in some of the. I don't think that should change in some of the later games. The later games are this thing you can pick up called an energy equalizer, which will just automatically apply energy to the weapon or item that's the least amount of energy. So we're gonna be constantly coming across these things, these fire things are gonna be thrown at us, that rain on us from the top. Ironically enough, the best weapon to use to get through some of this would be Fireman's weapon, because it generates a shield around us as well as fires out a fire shot. But of course, we don't have Fireman's weapon yet for obvious reasons, because I haven't beat Fireman yet. Some people, when they first played this, they saw that fire and lava on the bottom of the screen. A lot of people thought that was, some guy thought that was a pool of blood, and he freaked out because he was, I don't know, he grew up to a very sensitized family, so he freaked out thinking, eek, it's blood. But of course, knowing now it's not blood, it's supposed to be like lava or fire, or in some sort of fire plant or something. I'm not even sure what this place is supposed to be exactly. I think it's supposed to be like a burning, like a junk burning place. You know, like where they burn junk or things like that, or they burn trash. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think that's what Fireman's job is supposed to be. He's supposed to be some guy that burns trash or burns stuff down to reduce trash on Earth or something like that. I don't know exactly what he was supposed to be for. I don't even know what a lot of the Robot Masters' goals are originally for exactly. So they were built for actual things. That's not just taking over the world by Dr. Wily. They're all built by Dr. Light for specific purposes. So Fireman, I remember the first time I ever played this game, I actually beat Fireman. It wasn't the last one I took on, but I did manage to beat him without his weakness, but I don't know, that's probably might have been because I did that in the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I used to play this game a lot in the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the PS2, and I swear they changed things in the game to make it easier to do stuff, because I played some of the other Mega Man NES games and I recently revisited them, and it's like, holy crap, this is like a challenge. Well, I don't remember it being this challenging when I played on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the PS2. The PS2 version of the Mega Man Anniversary Collection is the best version of the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, or at least it's better than the GameCube version, because for some reason they inverted the controls in the GameCube version, where the B button is jump and the A button is fire, when it should be the other way around. Where the PS2 version, the X button is jump and the square button is fire. So I actually got right in the PS2 version. The Xbox version might actually have the most amount of content, but I wouldn't know because I never played the Xbox version. So now we're taking on the main villain of the game. There's Dr. Wily. He looks more like Albert Einstein. He keeps giving us that eyebrow, like, he's raising his eyebrow at Albert Einstein, or Dr. Wily, whatever. He's the main villain in this game. And we're going to his fortress now. We defeated all the Robot Masters. We go to his fortress now, where he's guarded by a whole army of these Mega Eye robots. We could run through here, plays epic sounding music while we're running through this. I don't know if it's supposed to be a forest or some grassland or something like that, but it's supposed to be like a giant fortress base or something like that. Those things could take us out. Those Mega Eye robots, or whatever they're called, those could kill us in a few hits easy. We're really weak against them. And the only way you can really kill them is by rapidly firing P shots. Not all weapons in the game actually do any real damage to other enemies or things like that, so sometimes it's better to use your plasma shot against things like that. This part's a little bit abysmal. There's those streams of fire. You have to wait for the perfect time. It's all about timing. You have to wait for the perfect time, and then once it's the perfect time, then you can fire the Ice Slasher. I think it's what it's called, the Iceman's weapon. And then we could cross around, say, so you freeze it, and then we could, see, my timing's really off. You really have to choreograph your timing. And I know I keep saying that word choreograph for this level because that's exactly what this is. This whole game relies on choreography, knowing exactly where and when to do something, exactly when to strike, and that's pretty much how you win. The Magna Beam, unlike our pea shooter, it doesn't go through walls, as you can see that. We can do that there, but I don't think it's possible to pick up that health refills right there. It's doing that just to trick you. It's to be like, ha, you can't get this. Now you have those jumping things again, but we saw it in Cutman's level. You can't get for those easy. You still have to use the Fireman's weapon. It's a fire shield. Yeah, this is probably the first shield weapon we deal with in the Mega Man franchise. It's probably the best shield type weapon in the entire Mega Man franchise, to be honest, because it shoots out some fire, and it also, protects you from enemies stuff that which would kill them too if it comes near them. So yeah, it works really good on that part. So we obviously can't do this without Gutsman's weapon. So you need Gutsman's weapon to pick up those boxes. There's no way you could possibly get for all this without using any other items or weapons or stuff like that. And so now there's these things explode. These are like those torpedo things we saw. Those things are kind of like bullet bills from Mario. We saw them in Bomb Man stage, where they detonate to get really close to you, and if you shoot them, they explode to you. Okay, here's another abysmal platforming part, just like something out of Iceman stage. Only there's spikes on the ceiling and the floor, so you have to be careful not to fall. Oh, look at that, we only have a sliver of health left. Ooh, look at that, I almost died there. But I survived thanks to the fact there's invincibility buffer. Thank you, invincibility buffer, for sparing my life. And there's no way I could possibly get through here. But see, this is the BS part of this game. There's no way I could get through the Magnet Beam. And you have to go out of your way to get the Magnet Beam. So if you don't go out of the way to get the Magnet Beam, you can't beat the game, pretty much. You're pretty much stuck here for forever, pretty much. There's no way to quit levels, too. So Yeah, these are some parts of the game that are like really poorly designed, parts that weren't really well done. So the first boss of the Wily stages, Dr. Wily stage, is the Yellow Devil, the iconic Yellow Devil. We're going to be fighting against him, and his weakness is a Luckman's weapon. I'm about to demonstrate that pause trick I spoke of earlier. So you can see here it's going to dodge these yellow globs of jello or jelly. I don't even know what he's supposed to be. It's some sort of yellow plasma. It's called a Yellow Devil for some reason. He's going to have like some yellow. So you see that I shoot it. When it's in his eye, I press the select button and press it again to unpause, and then it registers as we took more hits than it actually did. That's his weakness, too. It's actually a really good, effective trick. Some people consider this to be cheating. I don't consider this to be cheating at all. It's just a flaw in the game, and taking advantage of a flaw in the game, like a trick. I've seen a lot of professional speedrunners do stuff like that before, using the select button on the NES controller. And only this doesn't work in some, I don't know if I don't think this works in some of the re-releases, because re-releases don't really have, well, depending on what system it's on, it's not going to have the select button. Yeah, this game did get some re-releases on other things. But it does thankfully work on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I know, because I used to play on that all the time. I know that very well. So I got through the first Wily stage, and this is Ray Phoenix signing out.